If you're over 60 and thinking about downsizing, you might be making mistakes Grandma warned everyone about. Mistakes that make life harder, not easier. The reset. Granny says downsizing isn't just moving furniture. It's about protecting your peace, memories, and energy. Today, we're revealing 5 errors most people still make. Before we begin, subscribe if you're ready to reset life after 60. Simpler, lighter, and more joyful. In this video, you'll learn the 5 biggest downsizing mistakes seniors still make today, and how to avoid them with Granny's wisdom. You'll discover practical, heart-centered ways to protect memories, keep only what truly matters, and create a home that feels calm, organized, and stress-free. Stay until the end. The final mistake is one even many seasoned downsizers overlook, and it could completely change how you approach your move, making life lighter and more joyful. Mistake 1. Keeping everything just in case. Grandma always said, if you keep everything, you carry everything, and that's heavy. Downsizing isn't just about moving items from one place to another. It's about creating a home and life that feel lighter, calmer, and intentional. One of the most common mistakes seniors make is holding on to everything just in case. They might need it someday. While it feels safe, in reality, it creates stress, clutter, and decision fatigue, the exact opposite of the peace downsizing is meant to bring. Think about it. How many times have you moved a box only to realize you never touched its contents again? Or held onto an item out of guilt because it belonged to a loved one? Grandma understood that the objects themselves don't carry the memory. You do. And keeping things out of fear or habit can weigh heavily on both your home and your mind. Here's how to approach it differently. Start by sorting with intention. Look at each item and ask, does this serve me today? Does it add comfort, joy, or purpose? If the answer is no, it doesn't belong in your life anymore. You don't have to rush. Take it one category at a time: clothes, kitchen items, paperwork, or keepsakes. Make a small pile for donation, gifting, or recycling, and notice the lightness that comes with each choice. Grandma also emphasized the importance of one in, one out. If a new item enters your home, something else must leave. This habit trains your mind to think about value and necessity rather than attachment or accumulation. By keeping only what serves you, you create space for clarity, comfort, and freedom. The feeling that comes with letting go is remarkable. Your drawers feel lighter, your shelves feel open, and your home no longer overwhelms you. More importantly, your mind feels lighter. Each decision to release something builds confidence, showing you that you can live comfortably with less. And the memories, they don't disappear. They live in your stories, photos, and heart, not in stacks of things collecting dust. Try this gentle exercise. Pick one category or one drawer today. Take a small step and ask yourself, do I need all of this, or just the pieces that truly matter now? Let go of the rest with gratitude, knowing the value isn't lost. It's freed for someone else, or simply released to give you peace. By practicing this, you'll start to notice a shift. The weight of just in case disappears, replaced by calm, clarity, and confidence in your choices. This is the first step in downsizing the smart, granny-approved way, creating a home that serves you instead of owning you. If this resonates, tell Granny below. Which just-in-case item will you let go of first? Mistake 2. Forgetting emotional preparation. Grandma always reminded everyone that downsizing isn't just a physical task, it's deeply emotional. Moving, releasing possessions, and changing the environment you've lived in for decades stirs feelings you may not anticipate. Yet many seniors dive into downsizing as if it's purely a logistics problem. Pack, move, repeat. Skipping the emotional preparation is one of the biggest mistakes, and it's also one of the most painful. Without it, you risk regret, overwhelm, or even feeling disconnected from the very memories you want to honor. Think about it for a moment. Every item in your home has a story. A sweater from a loved one, a photo album from your children, an old chair you've read in for decades. These things are tied to years of memories, experiences, and emotions. When you try to move or release them without reflection, your heart resists. You may find yourself keeping things just because, or conversely, tossing items only to realize later that letting go felt sudden or hollow. Grandma knew that the key to downsizing gracefully is emotional preparation. Here's how to do it. Start by creating space to reflect. Pick a quiet corner in your home with a notebook, a cup of tea, and a few moments to yourself. As you examine items you're considering releasing, allow yourself to acknowledge the feelings they bring up. Are you feeling nostalgia, guilt, joy, sadness? Write it down. Talk to a trusted friend or family member about the memories attached to these objects. Sharing stories helps solidify the memory without relying on the object itself. Next, consider creating small rituals before letting go. Grandma would sometimes say a quiet thank you for the joy an item had brought, or she'd share the story behind it with a grandchild before passing it along. Even a simple gesture, holding the object, breathing and saying, "I honor this memory, and now I release it with love," can transform the process from loss into celebration. The goal is to prepare your heart before your hands do the work. By doing so, you reduce the emotional burden that often comes with downsizing. You also create space for a positive, intentional experience. This method allows you to honor your past while moving forward with confidence and peace. The feeling you'll notice afterward is profound. Instead of dread or regret, you experience calm, control, and clarity. You recognize that you're not losing memories. You're preserving them in stories, photos, and the love that lives in your heart. You've built a bridge between past and present, allowing you to step into your downsized home with joy rather than sorrow. Grandma's wisdom reminds us, downsizing isn't just about boxes and furniture. It's about emotional readiness, intentional reflection, and honoring a lifetime of memories. Take your time. Give yourself the grace to feel. Your peace in the process is far more valuable than rushing through with your hands only. If this resonates, tell Granny below. How will you prepare emotionally before letting go of your treasures? Mistake 3. Ignoring the floor plan and lifestyle needs. Grandma often said, "A smaller home doesn't mean a smaller life. It means smarter planning." One of the most common mistakes seniors make when downsizing is focusing solely on moving things instead of planning for how their new space will live. Without thoughtful attention to the floor plan and your lifestyle needs, downsizing can lead to cramped rooms, wasted storage, and constant frustration, turning what should be a liberating experience into a daily source of stress. Think about it. In your current home, you've grown accustomed to a rhythm. You know where the chairs feel comfortable for reading, where your favorite mug is always within reach, and how the flow of furniture supports your daily life. When you move to a smaller home, if you don't consider the dimensions, pathways, and purpose of each room, you risk losing that comfort. Suddenly, a table blocks a walkway, a chair feels out of place, or your storage no longer fits what you actually need. Here's how to avoid this mistake. Start by measuring every space in your new home. Don't guess. Measure. Write down dimensions of each room, closet, and storage area. Next, map out your lifestyle. Ask yourself, how do I move through my day? Where do I read, cook, relax, or entertain? Identify the essential furniture and belongings that support your routines and bring you comfort. Once you have a clear plan, make intentional choices about furniture and storage. Multi-purpose furniture, vertical shelving, and clever organizers can create the feeling of space while keeping your essentials accessible. Grandma always said, every item should have a home and every space should have a purpose. If it doesn't serve a function or bring joy, it doesn't belong. Visualizing the layout before moving also reduces stress and prevents impulsive decisions. It helps you see where sentimental items, keepsakes, and daily use objects can fit without overcrowding your new home. You're not just downsizing objects, you're creating a home that supports the life you want to live today. The result? A functional, comfortable space where everything has meaning, nothing is in the way, and your home truly feels like yours. No cluttered corners, no lost items, just freedom and ease. Planning thoughtfully also allows you to preserve the essence of your routines, so your days continue smoothly without compromise. Grandma's wisdom reminds us that downsizing isn't just about size, it's about life. When you plan your space carefully and align it with your daily needs, you create a home that feels expansive, even if it's smaller. Every room, every shelf, every drawer supports comfort, accessibility, and joy, giving you the true freedom downsizing promises. If this resonates, tell Granny below. Which room will you plan first to make your downsized home feel just right? Mistake 4. Rushing the decision. Grandma always said, haste makes waste, and clutter makes heartache. One of the biggest downsizing mistakes seniors make is rushing through the process, believing that moving quickly will save time, energy, or stress. In reality, downsizing under pressure almost always leads to regret, overwhelm, and poor decisions. Items that should have been treasured may be discarded hastily, while unnecessary objects may be kept just in case, defeating the very purpose of a lighter, more peaceful home. Think about it. Downsizing isn't just a physical process. It's emotional, mental, and practical. Each item you choose to keep, donate, or release carries a memory or value. When you rush, your mind can't fully engage with the emotional weight of each decision. You might keep things out of guilt, toss items impulsively, or feel anxious about the pace of the move. Grandma understood that patience isn't just a virtue here. It's a strategy for creating a home and life that feel calm, intentional, and joyful. Here's how to approach downsizing the granny-approved way. Take small, deliberate steps. Don't attempt to declutter an entire house in one weekend. Instead, focus on one room, one drawer, or even one category of items at a time. For example, start with clothing, then move to books, then keepsakes. Breaking the process into manageable pieces allows your mind and heart to fully engage with each choice, preventing regret and increasing clarity. Another key is scheduling intentional sessions instead of marathon days. Even 30 minutes to an hour a day of mindful sorting can yield more lasting results than an exhausting all-day effort. Grandma would say, a calm hand and a quiet heart, choose wisely. By pacing yourself, you give your emotions space to reflect, your memories room to be honored, and your decisions weight and meaning. Use tools to help guide your pace. Label boxes as keep, donate, maybe, or gift to track progress without feeling rushed. Take notes about why an item matters or why it's time to let it go. This deliberate approach ensures that every item is considered with care and purpose, rather than impulse or pressure. The feeling that comes from slowing down is remarkable. Each small decision builds confidence. Each completed section brings a sense of accomplishment. The anxiety of downsizing diminishes, replaced by calm, control, and clarity. You begin to see your home transform, not just in space, but in energy and atmosphere. And most importantly, you know that every item you've released or kept was chosen intentionally, leaving no room for regret. Grandma's wisdom teaches us that downsizing isn't a race. It's a process of care, patience, and reflection. By moving slowly and thoughtfully, you honor your memories, protect your peace, and create a home that truly serves your life today. If this resonates, tell Granny below. Which room or category will you tackle first without rushing? Mistake 5. Overlooking how to pass items along. Grandma always said, things are more than just objects. They carry stories, memories, and love. Treat them kindly, even when letting them go. One of the most overlooked mistakes in downsizing is forgetting that items often have emotional value beyond their practical use. Failing to pass items along thoughtfully can create unnecessary clutter, guilt, or lost connections. More importantly, it misses the opportunity to honor the story each possession carries, allowing it to bring joy to someone else rather than gather dust. Think about it. Every keepsake, every gift, every heirloom has a story. Perhaps it was a family recipe book, a handmade quilt, or a set of dishes used for decades during holidays. These items can connect generations, spark memories, and even teach lessons. When downsizing, simply storing everything or tossing it in a box leaves these stories dormant and disconnected from life. Grandma understood that the true value of an item isn't in keeping it, it's in passing it forward with intention. Here's how to do it thoughtfully. Start by identifying items that no longer serve your daily life, but still carry meaning. Instead of storing them indefinitely, consider who could benefit from them. Could a grandchild use that puzzle set? Could a neighbor treasure your old teapot? Could a donation enrich someone else's home or experience? Even better, when you pass the item along, share the story behind it. A small note, a brief explanation, or a short conversation transforms a simple object into a cherished memory, connecting past and present. This process has an emotional ripple effect. When you gift with intention, you replace attachment with gratitude. You honor the role the item played in your life while freeing yourself from clutter. It also allows your loved ones to inherit not just things, but the stories, lessons, and love attached to them. You begin to see downsizing not as loss, but as giving, a way to spread joy, preserve memories, and make space for what truly matters in your own home. Grandma also recommended using the story box method. For small items, write a few sentences about its history and why it mattered, then include the note when passing it on. This preserves meaning and ensures the memory is carried forward even if the item changes hands. For larger items, a short conversation with the recipient works just as beautifully. By intentionally connecting the object with its story, you create emotional continuity and purpose. The feeling this brings is powerful. Instead of clinging to things out of fear or guilt, you feel gratitude for what they've given you and joy in sharing them with someone else. Your home becomes lighter, your heart freer, and the memories stay alive, not trapped in storage, but alive in people, stories, and acts of generosity. Which mistake feels most familiar to you? Tell Granny below. Grandma's wisdom reminds us, downsizing isn't about losing possessions, it's about passing on love, creating space, and celebrating the life behind each item. When done with intention, letting go becomes one of the most rewarding parts of resetting your home and heart. Here's what most people don't realize. Downsizing isn't about getting rid of things. It's about gaining freedom, clarity, and space for what truly matters. In 2025, more seniors are moving into smaller homes, but Grandma did it decades ago, carefully, wisely, and without regret. Her secret: honor the memories, pass on the stories, and make space for a lighter, more joyful life. Remember, downsizing isn't losing memories, it's creating space for joy, peace, and new experiences. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend planning their own reset. Subscribe to the Senior Reset. Granny's back next week with more simple, life-changing tips to live lighter, happier, and more intentionally after 60.